Since 2024 has started, all we've been seeing is exposés, bro. This is probably gonna be the year of people getting exposed, man. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're exposing everybody in 2024. That's what's happening. And Pat McAfee, man, right? If you went to sports, right? Everybody getting exposed now, man.
But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light.
And that's what happens. All things become visible when they're exposed by the light. But let's see what this light is.
Of God's precepts.
Of what?
Of God's precepts.
Of God's precepts.
Lust.
Yeah.
Excess of wine.
Yeah.
Revelings.
Yeah.
Banquetings.
Yeah.
And abominable idolatry.
That sounds like a Diddy party. That sounds like a Diddy party.
So y'all gave me something today. I have to work on me. I have to work on me. But I'm not lost anymore.
We came from roaches on the floor, a notice on the door, baking soda in the jar, but now we focus on the law. It's like soap up in a cloth, the way it's soaking and it wash. It's something like good dope, cause it's potent and it's raw.
I used to post up out of store, work stashed behind the door. Everything I had was pure, so fiends was coming back for more. The Most High opened my eyes, and then I seen that I was flawed. Now I'm addicted to these laws because they potent and they raw. I was in and out of jail, cause in the streets, yeah, I was lost. Trying to be like all the hustlers, they don't tell you it's a cause.
Shalom, 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 family. First and foremost, I have to give all praises, all glory, and all honor unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother Ariella of SICARRI, and I am excited to present to you, the nation of Israel, the official Hebrew Israelite Bible. Now, this has been the culmination of 4 long years of hard work, and it is available for purchase at HIBofficialzion.com. Get yours today.
All right, first and foremost, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach Yahushai. So all praise to the Most High God, in the name of His only begotten Son of the world, ignorantly called Jesus Christ, man. And 2024 has been a crazy year, right? We like 6 days,
Right.
6 days into 2024. The world is going nuts right now, man. You know, we got Katt Williams, right? What happened with Katt Williams on his interview, like before I even came here, I looked at the interview views. That's got 25 million views. 25 million views.
Shannon Sharp said it was going up, what, 500,000 views an hour?
An hour, yeah. Shaking up the world, man. And what's crazy is what Katt Williams has been bringing out, bro. This shows you the lack of integrity that we have towards each other and gatekeeping towards each other, right? I'm gonna show y'all what Katt Williams did. Go ahead and give me this.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11 in the Amplified version.
Yeah.
Do not participate in the worthless and unproductive deeds of darkness.
Don't participate in the worthless and unprofitable deeds of darkness, right? That's what Katt Williams did. Everything you heard about what he revealed and how people was getting their come up off of doing wicked stuff, hell, being part of Diddy's damn parties, freaking rubbing shoulders with less than savory people, right? Doing all kind of wickedness, right? Doing all kind of humiliation, putting on a dress to be a laughing stock to your people and to yourself. Doing things like that, that's the unprofitable works of darkness. Paul says, don't participate in things like that.
But instead, expose it.
And do what?
But instead, expose it.
What we saw on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, right, is a whole expose. Since 2024 has started, all we've been seeing is exposés, bro. This is probably gonna be the year of people getting exposed, man. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're exposing everybody in 2024. That's what's happening. And Pat McAfee, man, right? If you went to sports, right? Everybody getting exposed now, man. So what we need to do, and what this has taught us, is we need to maintain our integrity and be integral people. We're supposed to be the children of God. We're supposed to be the Israelites. We're supposed to be the saints. What we need to have is integrity. We be the main people We be the main people rapping about snaking somebody else, taking somebody else's girl, getting over, hitting a lick on people, right? We be the main people making songs about being about lacking integrity, right? To the point where you have heathens who will jam your stuff, who will love to, oh yeah, I like that. But you know what the heathen's gonna do after you hear your song? Right? He's gonna help out his people. He's gonna put his people on. He's gonna do things. He's gonna do things for his people. And what y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? Continue to do things that kill, destroy, and rob your people of prosperity. That's what y'all do in the entertainment system. And the reason why I want to talk about this, for people who don't have money like that, people who aren't rich like that, living in six or seven figure lives, right? We can learn from this and apply integrity to ourselves, to where even on the level that we're on, we can be integral towards each other. That's right. We can love the children of God and love God, right? That's right. Give me first, hold that. What if you got to hold it? Give me 1 John chapter 5 verse 2. Because the thing is, we don't know how to properly love each other. We don't know how to properly serve our God. We don't know how to present ourselves properly. Bring it out. That's the thing that's always plagued us. Go ahead.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 2.
Yep.
By this, we know that we love the children of God.
This is how we know we love the children of God when we what?
When we love God and keep His commandments.
When we do what?
When we love God and keep His commandments.
When we love God and keep His commandments. Those are the law, statutes, commandments of God. This is Genesis through Deuteronomy. That's when we love God. By doing that, we are able to show love towards each other. It's one and the same. That's why Christ said these are the two greatest commandments: loving your God and loving your neighbor. That's integrity. That's being integral. You see in Matthew chapter 4, the tempter came to Christ on 3 different occasions and he fought it. Why? Because he was integral, right? And I find it funny that all these people will call themselves Christians, even the people he named, and a regular person walking down the street will come up to us, right? They'll say they're Christian, but say the law is done away with. If the law is done away with, what standard are you supposed to meet? Christ's main thing, one thing that made Christ like a person people wanted to follow is he was integral. There wasn't guile found in his mouth, and he didn't break the commandments. If all of that doesn't matter, what is the standard then? That's why all y'all are wicked. There is no standard. Everybody gets to make up how they want to love each other. Everybody gets to make up how to serve the Father. And you see you ever notice what happens to Israel when they do that? When you go in Judges, it says, what does it say? Everybody did what was right in their own eyes. That's when we saw chaos. That's when we saw people ruling over us. That's why it was so easy for people like Moab. You see, even the Judges, a fat Moabite took us in captivity. How is that? That lets you know everything you need to know right there. When we do everything that's right in our own eyes, it's easier for even the weakest of the heathen to take us over. We have to have integrity if we're going to represent ourselves as a people which people respect. That's why Deuteronomy 4 exists. Where everybody's going to see us and acknowledge us as a wise and understanding people. All they acknowledge us as that's it. That's problematic.
Book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 11. Do not participate in the worthless and unproductive deeds of darkness, but instead expose them.
What?
But instead expose them.
And that's what Katt Williams did for 3 hours. Expose these things. These people need to be exposed for their lies and the gatekeeping and the white man tendencies that they've done. Like gatekeeping, right? They needed to get exposed for that. And our people needed to see that and to not replicate that. Give me Leviticus chapter 25, verse 35. When you see your brother try, matter of fact, I'll even put it in their example, right? If you're an established comedian and you see your brother's funny, you see he can do something in the world, put that man on. Don't just gatekeep and put who you want on. Help your people out. The Jewish man's doing that. Right? Well, then they have like the Jewish people, you can call a Jewish man up wherever you at. Where's it, the synagogue? What is it?
Well, actually, I was able to do that, me being from Israel. They would have let me in until they saw my face. They like this.
Nah. You can call them up wherever you at. Wherever you at and get help. Why can't we do that? It's because we hate each other. If we just applied this, read that.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 35.
Yeah.
And if thy brother be waxing poor and falling in decay with thee, then shalt relieve him.
Then shalt thou relieve him.
Then shalt thou relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger.
Though he be what?
Though he be a stranger.
Though he be a stranger. He's a stranger to your house, right? He doesn't live with you. He might not even live in the same city as you, right? But you see it, if you see it, acknowledge that's an Israelite and he's down bad, you have to do something about that. What's the spirit behind this? Putting your people on. That's what you learn from this. We have to put each other on.
Teach
Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to just, oh, you got to get it out the mud like I did. But that's not how the algorithm's set up. That's not how the algorithm is set up, right? You have to go get it by yourself. Hey, that's not how you got up. That's not how you exalted yourself in the world.
Right.
How about we apply this principle? The Jewish man's doing it, and look where they at. They make up less than 1% of the world's population and most of the wealth. That's crazy. How is that? How is that? Because they apply this. Go back into it. You got a precept?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
Two are better than one.
What?
Two are better than one.
Two are better than one. Go ahead.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
They have a what?
A good reward for their labor.
They have a good reward for their labor. You work hard. If you work really hard, right, you'll get a better outcome, right? But if two people combine their abilities, they can work even harder and have a bigger reward. Two are better than one. That person you put on can help put you on later if they get higher than you. But no, it has to just be you though.
Right.
Right? That's how our people have always been. That's that crab in a bucket mentality.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 10, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
If they fall, one will lift up his fellow. Think about that, right? We're talking about the algorithm. One time, like for a minute, you can be on, and then you can fall off.
Right.
That's how the algorithm is. You're not about to stay up here forever, right? Hell, and I know that with my own channel that I have, right? You got one time you got motion, sometimes the motion go away.
Right.
Something has to happen, put you back up in the algorithm again. But wait a minute, somebody who's already going hard in the algorithm can put that person on to where they have motion again.
Right.
You see that? Two are better than one. Go ahead. Matter of fact, read that part when they fall.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Yeah, the one will lift up his fellow. Right? You go back to this. Go back to that Ephesians. We ain't even left that verse yet.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11 in the app.
Yeah.
Do not participate in the worthless and unproductive deeds of darkness, but instead expose them.
Yeah.
By exemplifying personal integrity.
By doing what?
By exemplifying personal integrity.
By exemplifying personal integrity. There was things and scripts that Katt Williams was not going to do. He was not down for a black man getting great, right?
Right.
He wasn't down. He wasn't down to put on a dress. He wasn't down with the step and fetch it mannerisms they want our people to do. He wasn't down with none of that, and he rejected a whole bunch of rules because of that, right? He rejected a whole bunch of rules because of that. That's personal integrity. I'm not about to do this. What you got? Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! And Katt Williams paid tithe to the prophets.
Upon thy own head, verse 16. For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen. The water, man. The water broke. The water broke. Katt Williams just helped the camp out, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Okay? That's a beautiful thing, man. And he know he's an Israelite, man. So this truth is getting out there, man. This truth is getting out there, man.
That's right. I didn't even know. Yeah, Katt Williams paid tithes to the prophet. That man has integrity. As much as people want to talk about him, cause I remember out of nowhere, I was watching Katt Williams my entire life growing up as a kid.
Right.
Watching his specials, I love comedy specials, right? Watching them, and then out of nowhere, it seemed like everybody just started attacking this man.
Right.
Why is that? And the reason sounds so stupid. It don't even sound like it's based on anything. And you know what? It turned out to not be based on anything. It's because of his integrity. They hate the people who rebuke in the gate. They hated the prophets. They wanted to kill the prophets, right? As a matter of fact, they did kill the prophets.
Right.
Right? Right. They don't like people who have integrity because it exposes their lack of integrity. Read 11 again. Read the last sentence of 11 to go into this.
God, but instead expose them by exemplifying personal integrity.
You expose people when you exemplify personal integrity.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Moral courage.
Moral what?
Courage.
Moral courage. That's the moral courage is going into. Look. If y'all want me to be in this movie, I'm not putting the dress on. I'm not doing step and fetch it. I'm not down with a black man getting ready. That's not happening.
That's right.
That's moral courage. I will be willing to not take this millions of dollars just to keep my morality. That's moral courage. That's what Katt Williams taught black people. That's right. Go ahead.
And godly character.
And what?
And godly character.
That's godly character. I'm not gonna stand for that. It's not happening. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For it is disgraceful even to mention the things that such people practice in secret.
And guess what? When all that stuff got brought out, it made you start looking at it differently, bro. It made you really start looking at Cedric the Entertainer differently. It made you start looking at Steve Harvey differently. How he'll get up there and lie about a story, right? And all these people he name dropped, and then you don't see them denying it. You also see people corroborating this story. It's like, damn, you was really doing this to people?
Man.
That's wild, right? Go ahead.
Verse 13. But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light.
And that's what happened. All things become visible when they're exposed by the light. But let's see what this light is.
Of God's precepts.
Of what?
Of God's precepts.
Of God's precepts. Everything is exposed when you introduce God's precepts. Now watch this. Go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. You notice how everything he accused them of is a transgression? Every single thing they accuse them of. Defrauding people, stealing people's jokes, stealing from people, not putting people on. Why is there a commandment for every one of those? That's right. It's being exposed by God's precepts. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely.
And do what?
Neither deal falsely.
You should not deal falsely. That's what a lot of them do. Oh, they got literal proof of you stealing his joke. He said, oh no, I didn't do that. It was just a coincidence. And then, after he does that, other people talk about, oh, he stole my joke. He stole my joke. He stole. Then you start getting witnesses against you, right? That's what you're dealing falsely with people. You can at least credit people, or honestly, come up with your own damn joke, right. Cedric, right? the entertainment stealer. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Neither lie one to another.
Neither what?
Neither lie one to another.
And a lot of them did that. That's a lot of them did that. Just like how freaking Steve Harvey wants to talk about he was homeless, my woman and got me here. No, you're here lying. You're telling somebody else's story.
Hey, yeah,
that's what happened.
They say he been bald-headed the whole time.
And they've been bald-headed the whole time.
He's the first man with.
And that's wild in itself. And you know what? I can believe it, right? Legend, I can believe it. Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
And ye shall not swear by my name falsely.
Yeah.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God.
Yeah.
I am Yahweh.
Keep going.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not defraud thy. Matter of fact, go back to that last verse, that last thing.
It says, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God.
You shouldn't profane the name of thy God. All of them do that. Every one of these people want to have a Christian background, or they're all professed Christians. But you go look at their mannerisms. Look how they do their own people. They're liars, they're cheaters, and they're stealers.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world?
What is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world? I believe this word right here is cosmos. That's a damn universe. That's everything. What should it profit you if you gain everything and what?
And lose his own soul.
And lose his own soul. Right? What makes you lose your soul? You get put to death in the second death. That's what that is. Go ahead.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
And what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? I know what they'll give: notoriety and fame. How a lot of these people get their come up? Doing weird stuff with Diddy, right? That's the YouTube way I can say it. Doing weird things with Diddy, right? Getting put on by our own people doing gatekeeping, humiliating themselves in ridiculous parts that they only do to black people, putting a damn dress on, XYZ. That's what they do in exchange for their soul. Selling your soul isn't just writing your name on a contract. Selling your soul is doing the bidding of the God devil. And who is the devil? The God Edomites. That's right. Who the damn devil is. That's what selling your soul is. Jump up 2 verses. 24.
Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
Let him what?
Let him deny himself.
That's denying. What is denying yourself? Being integral. Read the next part.
And take up his cross.
And do what?
And take up his cross.
Take up his cross. Right? Christ had to take up his cross. He wished the Lord could take that out of his will. Like I said, I didn't have to deal with this. I don't want to have to get put to death. But he had to submit to the Father. That's taking up your cross. Everybody taking the easy route to the top by humiliating themselves, doing unlawful things, lying, stealing, defrauding your neighbor, right? That's you not taking up your cross. That's you being unintegral and getting put to death. That's what's gonna happen. You're not taking up your cross. Go ahead.
And follow me.
And what?
And follow me.
How do you follow Christ? How do you be a Christian?
Keep faith in him.
Faith and keep the commandments. That's 2 things y'all don't do. Y'all all claim to be Christians, but y'all set aside the commandment of God to be followers of men's traditions. Go ahead.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose.
Who shall what?
Shall lose.
Shall lose it. If you want to save your life, meaning you want to save yourself and be great in this kingdom, right? That's going to be your consolation. Christ talked about that the whole time, right? About like when people were praying in the street corners and in the synagogues, or in 2024 the churches. That's your reward. That's what you get. That's your consolation. But that don't mean nothing. If you don't take up your cross, you're going to get put to death. You're exchanging your soul for riches and for money. You can't serve 2 masters. You're going to cleave unto the one and hate the other. You can't love God and love mammon at the same time. That doesn't exist and can't possibly exist. Go ahead.
And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
And that's the people you're seeing out here. The people losing their life for his sake. We're giving up our life literally. What's the most precious commodity that we have being humans on this planet? Time. You don't know how much you have. When you expend it, you can't never get it back. What do we do every single week? We expend our time studying, coming out here, teaching people, coming out with classes, and to doing the Lord's work. That's right. We expend our time. We lose our life for the gospel's sake, and these people don't do that. That's why I think it's so wild. I think it's so wild somebody who can sit in a Christian church, sing and dance, and then see us out here losing our life for the gospel's sake and say we're wicked. How abominable is that? Bro, y'all don't even do that with the army. I can't just claim to be a soldier. I'm stealing valor. Y'all damn near want to freaking fight me or put me to death for doing something like that. But y'all do that to the Father though. That's a Christian. That's wild to me, right? So go into this. Give me that 1 Peter chapter 4, right? Because like I said previously, people started immediately hating Katt Williams for no reason whatsoever. And you know why that is? It's because it's integrity. It's because the integrity he exemplified, because it exposed them. Read this.
God, the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 1.
Yeah.
For as much that as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh,
Yeah.
arm yourselves likewise.
Do the same thing Christ did. Go ahead.
With the same mind.
Yeah.
For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin.
What?
Has ceased from sin.
Christ didn't do no sin, so you and your flesh need to cease from sin. Stop transgressing, like lying to one another, like defrauding another, extorting one another for your own personal gain. That's the textbook definition of defrauding. When you steal somebody's joke and take it as your joke and build a damn empire off of that comedy special, you're defrauding your neighbor literally. Go ahead.
Verse 2, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God.
But to the will of God, go ahead.
For the time past of our life was sufficed as to have brought, as to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
Time's up for all that, bro. It's 2024. People are making, they got a movie coming out now, I believe it's called Civil War, right?
Right after the world gets
surprisingly.
Right after leave the world behind. Now we get to the Civil War.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, Esau even know. But go back into this. Go to Matthew 4. Not Matthew, Peter's 4. Go ahead.
1 Peter 4 and verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
Time to wrought the will of the Gentiles. What is that? Let's see what the rotting the will of the Gentiles is.
When we walked in lasciviousness.
That's unbridled lust and fornication and sexual acts. Go ahead.
Lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
That sounds like a Diddy party. That sounds like a Diddy party. That's what that sounds like. And when you go look at it, everything we just mentioned sounds like a Diddy party, literally. You go to those, you get put on. But when you get put on, I mean, you'll get turned out. I mean, I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm saying that allegedly, right? But we all know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Wherein they think it's strange that ye run not with them.
No, they thought Katt Williams was strange when he didn't want to, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sign up for this. I'm not going to sign up for that. I'm not going to sign up to put a dress on. I'm not going to sign up for a scene of a black man. I'm not going to do any of that. Bro, they're looking at him like he's crazy.
Oh, but you see Vin Raines did.
Yeah. Why, right? But they'll think he's strange for not taking that part. Oh, you going to turn down millions of dollars? Hey, Dave Chappelle did it. Look where you're at now. Go ahead.
Right. Wherein they think it's strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot.
To the same Diddy parties. Go ahead.
Speaking evil of you.
Doing what?
Speaking evil of you.
So when you become integral, people are going to look at you weird and now speak evil of you. That's why out of nowhere, people started talking about Katt Williams like that. That's when you start coming up with all these rumors. That's when all these things happen, when you start to become integral. That's why when you see in SICARRI chapter 2, you gotta prepare yourself for temptation when you come to serve the Lord. Temptation don't just mean, oh, I gotta resist this. That's not what it means. Temptations is troubles. That's what temptations are. You even see that in James, where it talks about temptations. The blessed man who endures temptation. That's not just talking about, oh, I gotta resist pork. That's talking about people will lie on you. People will try to get you fired for being an Israelite. People, your family turning against you because you don't want to eat pork no more, right? Things like that. That's temptation. You got to prepare yourself for that because they're gonna look at you strange because you're not running with them with the same ex. Read that part again.
God. Right? Verse 4. Wherein they think it's strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot. Speaking evil of you.
Speaking evil of you. Lying on you, right? Give me first Proverbs 1 to 10, right?
This book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 10.
Bring it up.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
Do what?
Consent thou not.
Consent thou not. When sinners entice you, don't consent to it. Don't do it. Then you have to do what? Prepare yourself for tribulation, because now here comes the lies. And now you become the black sheep of the family. Now it's going to be harder for you to do specific things. That's when you will see in Mark chapter 4 about how the word gets choked out of people, right? When the cares of this world come, right? What's the cares of this world? The admiration of your family, your job, things that happen to you, and you being in dissonance with the world. That's the cares of the world. When that starts happening to people, that's when people start folding, right? Because here's the thing. I'm gonna say this real plain, right? After watching movies like Leave the World Behind, seeing the trailer about Civil War, reading the prophecies, right? It's cool to be an Israelite right now. When it's cool, I mean, hell, we got to go through a little bit of inflation. We got to go through a little bit of people calling us names. But what happens? What happens when you're labeled as a terrorist? That's when people are going to start tucking their fringes in, right? That's the cares of the world. It's not going to be fun then. People think it's going to just, oh, it's going to just go into this. No, it's going to be like think about it like this. You read the Bible. You read the Bible about the prophets when they got put to death, when people was lying on them, when people was making plots to kill them and do whatsoever with them. That's what's gonna happen to us. That's coming real soon. And ain't gonna be no chilling then. You see in like the Ezra and Nehemiah time, right? When we're building the temple again. While we were building our temple, we had to build with one hand and have a sword in the other. That's coming here. We're doing that right. We're building a temple, right? We're the lively stones, right? 1 Corinthians 3 verse 16, we represent the temple of God, right? Aren't we building this right now or edifying our people right now? We about to see that happen again. We're going to have a sword on you, bro. That's why Christ said what he said. If those people who don't have a sword, sell your garment and get you one, because we coming in that time. That's coming real soon. Right? It's cool right now, but it ain't about to be cool here in a little bit. Give me 1 John chapter 3 verse 8, right? Give me Exodus 23 and 2.
Exodus 23 and 2?
Yeah.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
So what?
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. When you see people transgressing, what's up? Wait, what's up with you, man? You just listening?
Yeah,
hey, come on, let me talk to you real fast, bro.
See a bunch of black men out here, man.
Okay, let's have a convo real quick, right? Do you believe in God?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Like, would you call yourself a Christian?
Yeah, I call myself a Christian.
What is a Christian supposed to walk like?
What a Christian supposed to walk like? Faith.
You know what? Walk by faith, chapter 2. So what?
Faith.
What is walking by faith look like?
Righteous.
What is righteousness look like?
They had locked in my upcoming too.
I know, but what does righteousness look like?
Yeah, right. Treat people like I want to be treated.
Exactly, right? Treat people how you want to be treated. Let me show you something. That's going into love thy neighbor, right? Let me show you something. Give me Leviticus chapter 19. Show you verse 17. You give whatever you do. The name of Christ.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Bring it up.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You should not hate your brother in the heart. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
So treating somebody how you would want to be treated, right? It says, don't hate your brother in your heart, but anywise rebuke your brother and not suffer sin upon him. Rebuke means to correct. So if I see you going in a way that's messed up, or let's say the street right there, I see you walking in the street not paying attention, I see a car coming, I'm going to say something about it, right? Watch this. In the same fashion, I'm going to show you love. You know we have to keep the commandments of God? Like the law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
The thing that, like, you know, you go to church and say the Old Testament, right? You know, those things we have to keep, like not eating pork, like celebrating the high holidays, keeping the Sabbath. You know, those are things you have to keep, correct?
Right.
Like even having fringes on your shirts or on your apparel.
Yeah.
That's things you have to keep. You know why? Because Christ did that. Our people don't know that. Like even righteousness, we would do Deuteronomy 6 verse 25. Let me show you something. You said righteousness. You gotta walk in righteousness. Watch this. 6 and 25. Or 23. Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 25.
Yeah.
And it shall be our righteousness.
So it's about to describe what righteousness is. It shall be our righteousness for what?
If we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
As he is what?
As he hath commanded us.
So for you to be righteous, you have to keep the commandments because that's what the Lord said to do. That's what you have to do. And even in the New Testament, give me first John chapter 3, verse 7. Watch this. I see you might be in a hurry. We can end it off right here, but this is important.
1 John 3 and 7.
3 and 7.
Look at 1 John chapter 3 and verse 7.
Yeah.
Little children, let no man deceive you.
Yeah, do what?
Little children.
Read them down.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 7.
Yeah.
Little children, let no man deceive you.
Don't let nobody deceive you. In the Christian church, I've heard, oh, I can't be righteous. Nobody's righteous, right? We already showed you what righteousness is. Don't let nobody deceive you. Watch this.
He that doeth righteousness,
if you keep the commandments,
is righteous.
You're righteous. Go ahead.
Even as he is righteous.
Even as Christ is righteous.
That's right.
So it's the same way he kept the commandments and showed us how to walk. If you walk that same exact way, you can be righteous. But you have to walk that way. Watch this. Keep going.
Verse 8. He that committed sin.
If you don't do that, if you break the commandments of God, start eating pork, start hating your brother, lying, defraud your neighbor, watch this.
It's of the devil.
You're of the devil then. Watch this. Go ahead.
For the devil sinned from the beginning.
Yeah.
For this purpose, the Son of God was manifest.
For this purpose, that emotion that comes in you that tells you to, oh, I'm going to hate that for no reason. I'm going to do this. I don't care what God said, right? And when you get in that mode, that's the whole reason why Christ died, that you can now get over that mode. So where the Holy Spirit can come upon you and fight that. That's what we're out here to tell you, brother. There's like people say you can't be perfect. People say you can't be righteous. That's attainable. And that's the only way Christ is going to come and save us. If we sit here and just be nothing, he's going to leave us here in this situation being at the bottom. But what you can do is you can be righteous. Like, look, you see your beard on your face? I like how you got your beard set up. You know that's a law? That's a commandment. Right? You already started right now. All you gotta do is pick this up and start reading it, brother. Just don't be somebody just parakeeting stuff. Actually walk about. Give me one more. It's real fast. One more. Give me first James chapter 1 verse 22.
James chapter 1 and verse 22.
Bring it up.
But be ye doers of the word.
Be ye doers of the word. Like even when you walk in the store, walk over there and go back to your house, right? Be a doer of the word and what?
And not hearers only.
And not hearers only. The people you see in the Christian church just sitting in the pews, they just being hearers of the word. They're not exemplifying that. All the brothers you see around you see how we got fringes? You see how we got a beard on our face so we can grow it? You see how we're out here teaching like how Christ said, go to the highways and byways? We're being doers of the word. That's right. You need to be a doer of the word.
That's right. Deceiving your own selves.
Yeah.
It's like, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only. Deceiving your own selves.
Yeah, if you would just be a hearer of the word and not a doer, you're deceiving your own self. You think you're righteous. You think the Lord gonna save you, but you're deceiving yourself. You get put to death, man. Wages of sin is death. So keep these commandments, man. You got a flyer?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, I got my number on there. We got our YouTube channel. We got our classes on there. We about to start doing in-person classes starting February.
Come.
Yeah, come through, bro. Right? Give me SICARRI chapter 21. Shalom. Give me SICARRI 21 verse 14. You give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and 4. This is what we do this for, man. This is why I like this spot. Because you can talk to people, right? I love this spot. Give me that SICARRI chapter 21. Get that Wisdom of Solomon. I need this first. Ready? Yeah.
This is the book of SICARRI, chapter 21, verse 14. The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel.
The inner parts of a fool. What's your inner part, right? What's your inner part? That's going to your mind. It's like a broken vessel. What happens when you try to pour water or liquid into a broken vessel? It just pours out. It just pours out. You know what something broken is? It's not integral. It has no foundation. It has no structure whatsoever. Right? This is what we're trying to save our people from. This is what Katt Williams showed you, bro. Yes, he exposed people. Yes, it shook the world up. Yes, it has some power players in the industry. But there's a lesson behind this. We need to be integral people like how he was.
Right.
That's what we need to do. He got benefits from it. He was blessed from it. Am I saying Katt Williams is the most holy out there? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But there's something you can glean from this to learn from. We need to be integral. Read that again from the top.
The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel.
Go ahead.
And he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth.
He will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth. Once you start breaking little commandments, you start getting cracks inside of your vessel. That's what happens. And what happens over time, you can't hold, that's when you start forgetting precepts. That's when your breakdown stops sounding correct. That's when you stop being able to understand this book. The day when you stop being able to understand this book, you are in a dire situation.
That's when you know.
Like, that's when you know. Because think about it. Watch this. This ain't even part of my lesson. Hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this. Give me Acts. Give me Acts chapter 7, verse 51. When you start having trouble reading this book and understanding it, and like, you know what, I'm going to put this off to the next day, and the next day, and the next day, you're in a predicament. The spirit is fleeing from you, right? You are developing cracks in your vessel. You're developing cracks in your jar. Get this.
Acts chapter 7 and verse 51.
Bring it up.
Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears. Ye do always resist the Holy Ghost.
You resist the Holy Ghost by doing what?
As your fathers did, so do ye. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted?
Yeah.
And they have slain them which shewed before of the coming of the just one, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it.
You received the law by the disposition of angels and the prophets by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. The law and the prophets, that's our light. That's Isaiah 8 and 20, right? To the law and to the testimony. To the law and to the testimony, if anybody contradicts this or goes outside of that, you live in darkness. That's the NLT version of it, right? Once you start rejecting this, once you start not reading this, once you start not being able to understand this any longer, the Holy Spirit is fleeing from you because you are a broken vessel. And you need to repair that. I need to get back into this, right? Go back into that. Yeah.
It's the book of SICARRI, chapter 21, verse 14. The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel.
Yeah.
And he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth.
Yeah, what?
If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it.
If a skillful man, what is a skillful man? A skillful man is somebody who's not on the milk. What is the milk? The milk is the law, statutes, and commandments, right? That means you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and you understand them. You're a skillful man. You'll hear a wise word, right? Go ahead, read that verse again.
If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it.
That's an integral vessel, a wise man. You'll hear a word and commend it. You'll get water poured into your jar and it will stay there. You will hear wisdom, you'll hear a precept that goes hard and you will retain it. That's a wise and skillful man, somebody who isn't messing up on the commandments or being picky and choosing about the commandments. That's a skillful man, right? Give me this in Wisdom of Solomon.
God.
Yes, sir.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 4. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter.
Into a malicious soul, wisdom. What's a malicious? Right? That's a bad or evil intent. What is that? Transgressing. When you transgress the laws, you become a broken jar. Wisdom cannot retain. Read that again from the top.
Con. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
Nor dwell in the body is subject to sin. That's the broken jar. No matter how much liquid you pour in there, it's always going to leak out. That's why you need to be integral and have integrity. I'm not going to do that. Have moral character, right? I'm gonna stand up for this. I don't care what the repercussions are. We see in Second Maccabees, was it Second Maccabees 6, where you had brothers. You had our brothers, Eleazar, who said, "I'm damn that. I'm not about to eat that pork. Send me to my death." That's moral character. That's what we need to have. Somebody like that is integral. You see Christ do the same thing. You see all of our prophets. You see Moses. All of them doing the same exact thing. Let that be your example. SICARRI 44. Read SICARRI chapter 44. Then we can end it off there.
The book of SICARRI chapter 44 from the top.
Read out.
Let us now praise famous men.
Let's do what?
Let us now praise famous men.
Let us now praise famous men.
Right.
Eleazar, Hamashiach Yahawashi, Elisha, Elijah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, all the wise prophets, all the righteous people and examples we see in the Bible. Let's praise them by walking after the example that they left. That's what we need to do. Go ahead.
And our fathers that begot us.
That what?
That begot us.
Our people proving it is talking about the Israelites of old. Go ahead.
Yahweh hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
Yahweh gave them great power from the beginning. That's what he gave them, and he gave them the ability to be integral, and that's what we need to be, man. That's what discipline. We need discipline, instruction, and to be founded upon a rock like Yahweh Shai said. But with that, I'm gonna say call halal Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai and say Shalom. Shalom.